What makes a man a national hero? Is it the sword he wields or the ideas he leaves behind? In the late 19th century, during the twilight of Spanish colonial rule in the Philippines, one man chose the power of the pen over the violence of the sword. His name was Dr. Jose Rizal. Jose Rizal was far more than a revolutionary figure. He was a true Renaissance man, an ophthalmologist, novelist, poet, sculptor, and polyglot. His brilliant mind captured the attention of both Asia and Europe. But his ultimate significance lies in how he used his immense intellect. Rizal became the catalyst for Filipino national consciousness by exposing the oppressive realities of colonial rule. He woke a sleeping nation and sparked a movement toward independence. This digital biography explores the life and works and the ultimate sacrifice of the man who redefined the Filipino identity. Our story begins in Calamba, Laguna, where Jose Rizal was born on June 19, 1861. Born into a wealthy industrious family of merchants and farmers, young Pepe grew up in a household that deeply valued education and faith. His first and most influential teacher was his mother, Teodora Alonso. She taught him to read, pray, and appreciate poetry. It was she instilled in him a profound sense of morality and a critical mind lessons, famously immortalized in the story of the young man attracted to the fatal flame. Seeking higher education, Rizal moved to Manila at the Ateneo Municipal managed by the Jesuits. He excelled brilliantly, graduating with the highest honor. He then entered the University of Santos Tomas to study medicine and philosophy, driven by the desire to cure his mother's failing eyesight. However, noticing the stifling atmosphere and discrimination faced by Filipino students under the Dominican professor, Rizal made a frivolous decision in 1982. With a secret support of his brother Pasiano, he left for Spain to complete his medical studies at the Universidad Central de Madrid, stepping into the global stage. In Europe, Rizal did not just study, he organized. He joined the propaganda movement, a cultural and literary campaign by Filipino expatriates seeking peaceful reforms, assimilation with Spain, and equal rights for Filipinos. Through newspaper La Solidaridad, Rizal wrote sharp essay demanding basic human freedom for his countrymen. But essay weren't enough to capture the depth root of colonial society in 1887. While in Germany, Rizal published his masterpiece Nolemi Tangere, Touch Me Not. The novel was a scathing critique of the corruption of the Spanish friars and the apathy of the local elite. Through characters like Crisostomo, Ibarra, and Elias, Rizal laid bare the social cancer plaguing his homeland. 4 years later, in 1891, he published the sequel El Filibusterismo, The Reign of the Greed, dedicated to the Madrid, Pres Gomez, Burgos, and Zamora. This darker novel warned of an impending violent revolution if peaceful reforms continued to be ignored. These books were promptly banned by Spanish authorities, but copies were smuggled into the Philippines, permanently altering the political landscape. Believing that the battle for reform belonged on Philippine soil, Rizal returned to Manila in 1892. He founded La Liga Filipina, a civic organization aimed at uniting the archipelago and fostering education and mutual protection. It was a peaceful movement, but the anxious colonial government, it was an act of treason. Just days after the founding La Liga, Rizal was arrested and exiled to the remote town of Dapitan in Mindanao. For 4 years, from 1892 to 1896, Rizal lived a quiet but extraordinarily productive life. Rather than despairing, he built a school for local boys, establishment a hospital to treat the poor for free, and designed a town water system. While Rizal practiced a peace kapitan, the frustration of the people boiled over. In August 1896, the secret society known as the Katipunan launched an armed revolution. Although Rizal had advocated for peaceful reform and warned against premature violence, the Spanish authorities desperately needed a scapegoat. Rizal was arrested, brought back to Manila in chains, and imprisoned in Fort Santiago. Following a mock trial by a military court, Rizal was sentenced to death by firing squad. The eve of his execution, inside his bleak prison cell, he penned his final masterpiece, an untitled, beautiful poem later known as Mi Ultimos Adios, My Last Farewell. He hid the poem inside an alcohol cooking stove, passing his final message of love for the motherland to his sister Trinidad. On the cold morning of December 30, 1896, at Bagong Bayan, now Luneta Park, Rizal, faced the firing squad. He requests to face his executioner, but was denied. As the shot rang out, he made a final heroic effort to turn around and face the sky, falling face upward. His final words were, "Consumat tum es." It is finished. The Spaniard Empire thought that killing Rizal would crush the spirit of rebellion. Instead, his death served as ultimate proof of colonial tyranny, uniting Filipinos like never happened before. The revolution raged on, leading to the declaration of the Philippines' independence less than 2 years later. Today, Dr. Jose Rizal stands as preeminent national hero of the Philippines. His legacy reminding us that true nationalism is built on education, integrity, and relentless pursuit of his truth. He proved that an idea carefully nurtured and bravely spoken can dismantle empires. As we look back at his life, this message to the young remains clear. You are the hope of the fatherland, and that's all, and thank you.